This is quite similar to what we saw with King Nebuchadnezzar, because what King Nebuchadnezzar did was a little bit different. He set up a statue, and he said that you needed to bow down to the statue and sort of, bow down to a pagan deity. But what Darius done is he's saying that you cannot pray to anyone else, nor can you ask a petition to anyone else, but to me. So again, both these men are trying to set themselves up higher than God and set themselves as deity. Now the princes and the presidents were very smart, right? They appealed to Darius's vanity, right? And these kings of the old were very vain. They were very vain. They loved the self proclamation. They loved the self sort of praises from man. So it was they appealed to his vanity. They persuaded him that carrying out this edict would add greatly to his honor, his authority. But he was ignorant to the subtle purpose of the princes, which we're going to read in the next study. Right, the king did not discern their animosity as revealed in the decree and yielded to their flattery, and he signed it. So he signed it in vanity. He signed it with a blind sense of what is actually going on here. Why are you asking me to do this? So these guys were cunning, they were sly, right? So they went, and in our lives we see that as well. We like flattery sometimes. Someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, you're very good looking," or if you have big muscles, they're like, "Oh, you look very fit. You must work out a lot. You look very strong." So people appeal. So these governors and presidents appealed to his stature, appealed to his royalty by saying, "King, this will give you honor, will give you authority, and will give you the praise that is required of you." So the enemies of Daniel left the presence of Darius, rejoicing over the snare now securely laid for the servant of Jehovah. In conspiracy thus formed, Satan had played an important role here. So again, we're going to see that in a second, in the next study, how Satan and his evil angels played a big role in this, right? So the prophet was high in command in the kingdom, and the evil angels feared his influence on the king, because Daniel was one, he had fidelity to the king, but he also had, more importantly, fidelity to God, the God in heaven. So the evil angels knew that if they allowed Daniel to stay in his place, he will influence the king to do things that God commands him to do through Daniel. Okay, because Daniel also, God revealed to Daniel various visions, various mysteries, and he then relayed that to the kings. So the evil angels knew that Daniel's influence was quite powerful over the king.